Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating International Today, we are commemorating International Day of Sign Languages on 23rd September every year with the theme No Human Rights Without Sign Language Rights. The International Day of Sign Language is a unique opportunity to support and protect the linguistic identity and cultural diversity of all deaf people and other sign language users. All people have an inherent right to human rights from birth. For deaf people, sign language rights are fundamental for the full enjoyment for their rights as defined by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. As we mark the day, we recognize the progress made and the challenges that remain in ensuring equality for all. The achievements are leading towards the goal of a world where deaf people everywhere can sign anywhere. So, according to the World Federation of the Deaf, there are more than 70 million deaf people worldwide. More than 80% of them live in developing countries. Collectively, they use more than 300 different sign languages. Sign languages are full-fledged natural languages, structurally distinct from the spoken languages. There is also an international sign language which is used by the deaf people in international meetings and informally when traveling and socializing. It is considered a pidgin form of sign language that is not as complex as natural sign languages and has a limited lexicon. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities recognizes and promotes the use of sign languages. It makes clear that sign languages are equal in status to spoken languages and obligates states parties to facilitate the learning of sign language and promote the linguistic identity of the deaf community. The UN General Assembly has proclaimed 23 September as the International Day of Sign Languages in order to raise awareness of the importance of sign language in the full realization of the human rights of people who are deaf. So the resolution establishing the day acknowledges that early access to sign language and services in sign language, including quality education available in sign language, is vital to the growth and development of the deaf individual and critical to the achievement of the internationally agreed development goals. It recognizes the importance of preserving sign languages as part of linguistic and cultural diversity. It also emphasizes the principle of nothing about us without us in terms of working with deaf communities. So the proposal for the day came from the World Federation of the Deaf, WFD, a federation of 135 national associations of deaf people, representing approximately 70 million deaf people's human rights worldwide. The resolution 72 by 161 was sponsored by the Permanent Mission of Antigua and Barbuda to the United Nations, co-sponsored by 97 United Nations member states and adopted by consensus on 19 December 2017. The choice of 23rd September commemorates the date that the WFD was established in 1951. This day marks the birth of an advocacy organization which has one of its main goals the preservation of sign languages and the deaf cultures as pre-regulations to the realization of human rights of deaf people. The International Day of Sign Language was first celebrated in 2018 as part of the International Week of the Deaf. The International Week of the Deaf was first celebrated in September 1958 and has since evolved into a global movement of deaf unity and concerted advocacy to raise awareness of the issues deaf people face in their everyday lives. On the International Day of Sign Languages, the World Federation of the Deaf calls all public places, public landmarks and official buildings, presidential houses, country buildings, city halls, and others to be spotlighted in blue light to support national sign languages and show solidarity with global deaf communities. The proposal for the day came from the World Federation of the Deaf. In short known as WFD, a federation of 135 national associations of deaf people representing 70 million deaf people human rights worldwide. The resolution 72 by 161 was sponsored by the Permanent Mission of Antigua and Bermuda to the United Nations, co-sponsored by 97 United Nations member states and adopted by consensus on 19 December 2017. The choice of 23rd September commemorates the day for the WFD was established in 1951. This day marks the birth of an advocacy organization which has one of its main goals, the preservation of sign languages and the deaf culture as prerequisites to the realization of the human rights of the deaf people. The International Day of Sign Languages was first celebrated in 2018 as part of the International Week of the Deaf. The International Week of the Deaf was first celebrated in September 1958 and has since evolved into a global movement of deaf unity and concerted advocacy to false awareness of the issues deaf people face in their everyday lives. Today is commemorated as Ontario Garlic Week from September 23rd to October 2nd, 2025. As a relatively new event, this special week runs in partnership with the Toronto Garlic Festival, intending to celebrate the much-loved seasoning nationwide through culinary experiences and local markets and commerce. Although tailor-made for foodies, it also encourages people to try garlic in different ways and discover the different purposes of the iconic ingredient. But at the end of the day, the most important question is, would you like some garlic with that? Today is also commemorated as Celebrate Bisexuality Day on September 23rd. Every year, it is a part of Bisexual Awareness Week, celebrations held in September. The day is celebrated to remind people of the history and struggles faced by the bisexual community. A bisexual person is someone who is exclusively attracted to the people of one particular gender. The flag that represents the bisexual community has three colors, purple, blue, and pink. Celebrate Bisexuality Day teaches us every person is deserving of love and respect, no matter how different they might seem from us. It's a day that teaches us acceptance. Today is also commemorated as Education Technology Day in US. Every year, celebrated on September 23rd, celebrates and appreciates the technology that helps us students to learn better and teachers to teach better. It also celebrates the professionals who support the use of technology and make sophisticated learning happen through technology. United States students with more than 60 minutes per week of device use achieved higher academic results. Technology plays a massive role in our lives today, right from when we wake up with the help of digital alarm on our wrist to the moment we rest our eyes at night. It is crucial in everything that we do and is playing an important role in education. Both students and teachers recognize the importance of working with technology and education to prepare for the modern digital world run by technology. Educational technology, also known as edutech or edtech, is a combined use of technology like hardware, software, and educational theory and practice to facilitate better learning and teaching. With today's classrooms moving beyond the notebooks and clunky desktops that were once the norm, today's education is infused with tablets, interactive online resources, courses, and even robots that can help students learn. The history of the birth of Education Technology Day is unfortunately a mystery. However, EdTech has come a long way from the days when slide projectors were used in educational institutions to the days when computers were introduced into classrooms to the days when online classes are the norm. There is no denying that EdTech greatly influences the classroom and how it operates. In fact, 80% of the students in US colleges complete two-thirds of their bachelor degrees through online courses provided by their colleges. So let's celebrate everything that technology brings to the education world and support education in all forms and shape. Today is also commemorated as Go With Your Gut Day in US, observed on September 23rd, encourages everyone to be mindful and take care of their gut health. The gut is a general name for parts of the human body, including the abdomen and surrounding organs. The abdomen is a part of the body between the thorax and the pelvis in humans and other vertebrates. The abdomen is the front part of the abdominal segment of the torso. The area occupied by the abdomen is called abdominal cavity. In anthropods, it is the posterior tagma of the body. It follows the thorax of cephalothorax. The gut is a part of the human body that has an endoderm derived structure. For about 16 days into human development, the embryo begins to fold ventrally, the ventral surface becoming concave in two directions. The sides of the embryo fold in on each other with the head and tail folding towards each other. The result of this development is a piece of yolk sac, which is an endoderm-like structure in contact with the embryo's ventral construct, beginning to be pinched off to form the embryo primitive gut. The yolk sac then remains connected to the gut tube through the vitelline duct. The structure usually regresses through development, and in cases where it is not, it is known as Meckel's diverticulum. As a human fetus develops, the primary gut is gradually formed into three segments: the foregut, the midgut, and the hindgut. These terms, though often used in the reference to segments of the primitive gut, are also used regularly in the description of regions of the definitive gut as well. Each segment of the gut is further specialized and developed into specific gut and gut-related structure in the later development. Structures derived from the fully formed gut, including the stomach, colon, develop as swellings or dilations in the cells of the primitive gut. In contrast, gut-related derivatives, those structures that are derived from the primitive gut but are not part of the main gut, in general develop as outpouchings of the primitive gut, and the blood vessels supplying these structures remain constant throughout embryonic development. It is also commemorated as Energized Day in US. With all the baggage life gives us, sometimes we all need to cool off to focus on ourselves. An energized day, which occurs on the day after the autumnal equinox. On September 23rd, this year gives us a perfect chance to do so. If you never have time to relax and regenerate, you have no excuse on the day that was created just for you. Today is the best time to do whatever gives you peace and make your soul smile. Today is also commemorated as National AFM Day in US on September 23rd, dedicated to raising awareness about acute flaccid myelitis, in short known as AFM, a serious condition of the spinal cord including symptoms like rapid onset of arm or leg weakness and decreased reflexes, difficulty moving the eyes, speaking, and sometimes swallowing. On certain occasions, patients may experience numbness or pain. Complications resulting from AFM could include trouble breathing. As of 2018, the cause of most AFM cases was still unknown and unclear. More than 90% of the recent cases have developed after a mild viral infection, such as from enteroviruses. Today is also commemorated as National Apple Cider Vinegar Day in US that takes place every year on September 23rd, and this year it falls on a Friday. It might sound odd for there to be a national holiday for apple cider vinegar, and you wouldn't be wrong in thinking that it is indeed odd. However, apple cider vinegar has a multitude of uses ranging from being a weight loss aid, decreasing blood sugar, to even today is also commemorated as National Baker Day on September 23rd. Baker is the last name of Old English origin derived from the Middle English bakery and Old English bakery. It also derived from the word baken, which means to dry by heat, that is to bake. It originated before the 8th century. It is also commemorated as National Checkers Day in US, also known as the Dogs in Politics Day, and commemorates political canines of candidate poochers. First Fidos or Revolutionary Rovers. Check days have nothing to do with the popular board game. Rather, it celebrates the Today is also commemorated as National Dogs in Politics Day in US, celebrating the first dog of the United States, FDOTUS, who holds an important place in the hearts of all Americans. Dogs and other pets have been long history of living in the White House. They have endangered and endeared us to their owners, the first families, and have even swayed the vote of animal lovers with interest in the Today is also commemorated as National Field Marketers Day in US, which is an annual event that is observed every September 23rd. It celebrates the professionals in the field marketing, which is a method of direct marketing, involve distribution, addition, selling, or field marketing includes highly targeted direct selling promotions, merchandising, auditing, sampling, demonstration, experimental marketing. These aspects of marketing, whether individually or combined, help to develop brands and show a clear return on investment to them. It is also commemorated as National Great American Pot Pie Day in US. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but an American pot pie will do wonders with both your belly and your soul, and we are glad to inform. Today is also commemorated as National Snack Stick Day. Today, we are also commemorating International National Snack Stick Day every September 23rd. Make sure your pockets, bags, and desk drawers are loaded in this day. Snack tubes, which are typically made with veggies, which when households made game the indoors. Smoking and aging. These snack sticks are full of family tradition. Recipes passed down from generation to generation, top ingredients, and lots of love. There is also commemorated as National Voter Registration Day in US on September 23rd, bring Americans together over our mutual love of democracy, or so we hope. There is also commemorated as Restless Leg Awareness Day, which is observed every year on September 23rd to raise awareness of this medical condition or syndrome. Willis-Egborn disease is a lifelong neurological condition characterized by an insatiable desire to move the legs in order to relieve unpleasant sensations such as crawling, creeping, pulling, itching, tingling, or burning sensation. According to the National Institutes of Health, symptoms typically appear in late afternoon or evening hours that are often most severe at night. Restless leg syndrome affects approximately 12 people in US. Although there is no cure, several FDA-approved drugs to treat RLS include propinerol, marketed as Recu by GlaxoSmithKline, Mirapex created by Boehringer Ingelheim, Horizon produced by GlaxoSmithKline, and Xenoportint and Nupro developed by Schwarz Pharma. Today is also commemorated as seed gathering season on September 23rd to October 23rd should be at the top of your to-do list in the autumn. And oddly, all you have to do on during this holiday is to take a walk along your favorite tree path and identify your favorite trees and possibly bring a seed or two to plant in other places where you want your favorite tree to grow. While these activities sound like a lot of fun, their significance in terms of global ecosystem preservations cannot be overrated. The National Tree Council, NTC, designated this season to stimulate and teach individuals how to harvest trees, to conserve existing trees, and replenish the population of native seeds. Today is also commemorated as Steel Talk Day on September 23rd. Is a day to increase ovarian cancer awareness among women. Ovarian cancer affects about 249,000 people globally each year. As a result, on this day, everyone urged to assemble their friends, dress in teal, and spend the day talking. So, Teal Talk Day is about educating women about the dangers of ovarian cancer and the necessity of being tested. Teal Talk, on the other hand, should take place every day, not only on the day each year. Today is also commemorated as Zatar Day on September 23rd, which is observed as a cultural holiday that celebrates the Zatar, which is a staple in most traditional dishes in North Africa and the Middle East. Za'atar is used as a seasoning for meats and vegetables, or it can be sprinkled as a seasoning on hummus. Za'atar is also eaten with lebne, a tangy creamy cheese made out of yogurt, bread and olive oil for breakfast. Za'atar features most commonly in Jordan, Palestine, Israel, Syria, and Lebanon, as well as other places in the Arab world. The Lebanese specialty, shanklish, which is dry cured balls of Lebanon, can be rolled into za'atar to form its outer coating. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us and being part of today's commemorations. See you all tomorrow, the same time with the same joining link with different commemorations. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form which has been raised in the form of votes.